Stakeholders in Nigeria's aviation sector are calling for innovative strategies to improve efficiency, safety, infrastructure and policy coordination across the industry. Now, the call was made at a high-level aviation roundtable in Abuja themed CEO's outlook for the Nigerian aviation sector in 2026. Convener and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Entrepreneurship Summit and Honors, Emeka Ugwu-Ojo, alongside other industry players, emphasized the need for stronger interagency collaboration to drive practical solutions and improve service delivery within the sector.
The concept of this is to bring CEOs of the public and private sectors to share their thoughts on how the past year had been, and then how this year should be. So that when we come here the following year, we'll look at the next CEO's outlook. Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong?
Well, for more on the roundtable, Emeka Ugwu-Ojo, founder Nigeria Entrepreneurship Summit and Honors, joins us on the news tonight. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Adesu.
Great to have you.
Pleased to be here.
So, I mean, you're talking about the outlook for 2026. We have seen predictions, we've seen agenda setting for the aviation sector for this year. Some say we're going to see more disruptions to flights, some expensive tickets ahead of the election year, which is 2027, on some routes locally. But from the CEOs' perspective, what's the outlook for 2026? Are we likely to see cheaper airfares, for instance, cheaper tickets domestically?
I think the issue of airfare is something that is in the minds of every Nigerian. But then it was pointed out that right now, I think somebody who came from Lagos to Abuja for the event, that his ticket was about 95,000 naira.
Oh, great.
Okay, so it's like there's the issue of seasonality, which is now what needs to be addressed, because people notice that during the Christmas season, the airfares were like
peak period.
Through the roof. Okay, there was some justification for that, because especially for the eastern area, they say that what you're really paying for is a return ticket, not one-way ticket, because they fly in with full load and come back almost empty. But at the end of the day, we think it could still be a bit lower than what it was, even with the issue of full load one way and full load return. So yeah, it's something that's been looked into, but it's holistic, because at the end of the day, pricing is a function of the cost and also market forces. Right. Like I was talking when I was interviewed, I said, if passengers can't afford the ticket, the airlines, the planes will be empty. So you can't just put in price that is unaffordable. So the issue being, how do you make it affordable without compromising safety and also for the airline to survive? So it's an issue, but I think I would say that the main theme that came out of it was from the chairman's opening remarks, which was Wale Babalaki, even though it was represented by the MD of Biconic Service, which is says the industry should now focus not just on surviving, but on transformation. How do you transform the aviation sector to be what it should be? Because often now we have asked, how do we survive? How do we survive?
Right, and I want to believe that's one of the major questions that came out of your round table. But first off, where exactly is Nigeria's aviation sector, and where exactly is it heading beyond 2026, 2027? And what exactly were the main deliberations at this round table, and recommendations come out of it?
Yeah, I think let me put something in perspective, so that I don't say I'm a medical doctor when I'm not. I think for NESH, our main purpose is to provide a platform for dialogue, and at the end of the day, we can run with the outcomes because I think we prize ourselves as being good advocates.
Right.
Okay. So if we understand the challenges in the aviation sector, we can then be able to say, yeah, the government, you need to do this. Private sector, you need to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we take it from there. We'll have different roundtables. I would say that our most popular one is in the oil and gas sector, because like the backbone of the country. This is our inaugural aviation roundtable, so it's our first.
Oh. Right.
And then in a few weeks' time, we'll be having our health roundtable, which is another sector of interest to us. But coming to what I could say is some of the key outcomes, like I pointed out, the issue of survival to transformation is also the issue of, even in the private sector, the issue of corporate governance. Okay, people say, why does some of the Nigerian airlines, before you take Jack Robinson, they have collapsed? Okay, and it was zeroed into as being an issue of corporate governance. You have some companies in the board, you have the founder, the wife, the daughter, the brother, sister being on the board of the company.
Right.
And also the issue was mentioned that sometimes people forget to look at the cost aspect. They see, of course, when people sell tickets, they see a lot of inflows. Without looking at that, this inflow, there's something behind it. By the time you net off the cost, you could be running at a loss. But when you look at only the inflow, then you can, and also when there's not that corporate governance, you can spend the money like if it is unencumbered fund. So those are things that, you know, like the private sector should look into the corporate governance of the companies.
Okay, interesting. But I also see a point made on the need for stronger interagency collaboration at this roundtable that you had today, even though you say it's your inaugural one. Tell us, how serious is that? How much of a challenge is the issue of interagency collaboration at the moment? And what are the major challenges that needs to be tackled? What would you say would be the priority for the aviation sector in Nigeria for the year to tackle, apart from governance, corporate governance issue that you have raised? How serious is this interagency collaboration that you highlighted?
I think the Director of Operations of NCAA, okay, who spoke a lot about what was going on, I think there's some issues that he raised about what they intend to do in 2026, especially with regards to how some of the passengers are treated. Okay, whereby an airline would leave people after the flight was cancelled without maybe making provision for them to be put in a hotel. That I think in 2026 they are going to be enforcing such things to make airlines responsible for the passengers, where certain things are, something happens, and then for one reason or the other, if it is to serve them some food while waiting, you do that as what should be done, not as a favor. And as I said, if it requires putting them in a hotel for the night to catch the flight before that will be done. So those are some of the things that the NCAA says that in 2026 we should be expecting a lot in that direction.
Great. There were also calls for aviation policy reforms at this round table, and you've talked about the need to move from survival mode to transformation in a way that can actually meet global standards. Maybe you want to expatiate on that, what you heard, I mean, in terms of policy reforms, and what kind of, policies are we talking about here?
Very quickly, please.
Very quickly. Okay, we have to wrap.
Okay. Yes. In terms of policies, that's the responsibility in a way of the government. And unfortunately, there was some mix-up, and the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development that's supposed to deliver the ministerial address didn't make it, although I met him after the event,
Right.
and there was some and he thinks we'll do something a bit differently. So soon we'll have what we might call a next fireside chat with the Minister of Aviation, whereby this issue of policies and co will be better addressed.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Emeka Ugwu-Ojo is economist and founder, Nigeria and Entrepreneurship Summit and Honors. That's NESH Foundation. Thank you very much for
Thank you, Ngozi and
joining us.
Adesua, for having me.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
And Happy New Year.